Yo, man, I'm hungry. Where can we get some breakfast?
It's like talking to a wall when you don't look at me. I wanna speak my mind and tell you how I feel, but it's like talking to a wall when you don't look at me. Please just look at me.
Today we got a special one for you. We're headed to Moobies, which originated in the movie Dogma with Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, who, fingers crossed, we get to meet them here today. So, Cow Tipper Burgers and Cock Smoker Chicken Sandwiches. He's driving us there. Let's go. So this is pretty sick. This is
I'm ready. With the snooch to the news, let us in. Snooch to the news!
Oh my God, do you get free refills with that?
Oh, what, this? No, I use this for protection, you know, so no guys try to grab my shit or anything.
How's it going, man?
Good. Thank you.
Say what up. We're just documenting the process. Thanks, man.
Stay warm.
Hey guys. Hi. What's the name?
Our reservation should be under Patrick Welby.
Good to go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Corey, pleasure.
I'm Sean.
Sean, how
Great
are
to
you?
meet you. You know, shooting our own interviews. It's cool.
We loved not ones.
Bro, you used to do hardcore drugs. What happened to you? Now you're all soft and shit.
Right, so
You used to be a fucking hardcore drug guy.
that shit didn't go in my mouth, son.
And so we actually have our own hot sauce. So if you guys
get
ever
outta
do
here.
another not ones,
Done and
there's number
done.
6 with cheese. And not to brag, but we were actually featured on the Hot Ones.
Those are the best. You know what I mean? Like when I see fans that are doing the show and they're playing with it and they're having fun and it's just like whatever, that's the best. Kids goofing off, having fun, love it.
That's awesome. Congrats on
Thanks,
that.
man.
Your own
Yeah,
hot
We appreciate
sauce.
it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks
This
for
is one of those
talking.
things where I'm like, wait a second, why don't I have a hot sauce?
Yeah, right?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, big day. Movies pop-up food acquired jump cut.
15 bucks, little man. Put that shit in my hand. Nong, 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 nong.
Hell yeah. Sauces, baby. Corey Wagner, second angle. All right, so I got the burgers. This is the cow tipper. Boom. Let's see what we got. A couple patties. Looks like we got some sauce. Looks like we got some mustard. Underneath, looks like we got pickles, some onions. That's about all she wrote. Looks like a classic sloppy burger. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna turn mine into a rodeo burger. Boom. I wonder what these sauces are. That's probably ketchup, but I wonder what that bottom one is. Mm-hmm. All right, I got the Cock Smoker Chicken Sandwich.
You cock smoker.
Ooh, yeah. Got that same greasy looking bun, some slaw, and then it looks like a nice, thick fried chicken breast, and then we got some pickles and probably mayonnaise on there. Just another classic sloppy chicken sando. Also branded Moobies onion ring and tater tot receptacles. Moobies pop up 1 week. You're seeing this Monday. They're available till Friday here in Chicago. This is the third one. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, this is a good burger, wrong type. I think I might have snorted all the sauce. Yeah, oh my gosh, are you okay? I'll make it.
You know, this tastes like piss and flies, don't it?
Have we even mentioned yet that we got to interview Kevin Smith? So insane. So awesome. We're putting the full interview at the end of the video. Yep, it's a long one, 15 minutes of talking to him, which was insane. He was so nice. So nice. Very inviting right away. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna try this this sauce here. Yeah, the khaki sauce. I'm gonna see what it's all about here. Oh, that's really, chicken sandwich really good. It's fantastic. Because this burger is really good. I'm so glad. So the chef recipe from in Hollywood, he's a chef out there, so he did all the recipes for the entire menu. They also had a Beyond Burger, a breakfast sandwich, shakes, all kinds of stuff. I got the Hater Tots, which are great. What was the onion rings called?
Onion ring to rule them all.
One ring to rule them all. You wonder why no chick will let you stick your in her. I never wondered that.
I can't get over how nice Kevin Smith was. Not only to us,
such a great guy.
but when people were like taking pictures, the people were like kind of rushing them through, like, all right, picture next. And Kevin Smith was like, oh, dude, I think I was looking up at that. Like, I don't know, he was just doing a bunch of like really nice, gentlemanly things. And we ran out of time. We were supposed to also interview Jason Mewes, Jay and Silent Bob, he's the J.
Yeah.
Jason, if you've seen this, we're sorry we didn't get to interview. I had some dope questions for you. And a free bottle of Sixer sauce, maybe steal Kevin's. We didn't get a chance, otherwise we would have loved to.
Yeah.
Shout out to his Twitch channel, J Mewes, Twitches all the time. You can probably, well, I shouldn't say probably, you could possibly go and check out the stream of that event if it's up on his channel, because Sean had said he had streamed one of these events before in New Jersey.
Yep.
So check out, if you're a Twitch guy, check out J Mewes' Twitch channel. Your smash burgers are so good. The burger is legit amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just like novelty food where it's like they wanted to pop up, here's just some food that's like branded. It's actually fantastic. Man, that's so good.
Which Kevin Smith talked a little bit about in the interview. About how people were like, you're just wandering into the LA one and not knowing what it was. I'm like, thank God we've got really great food and it isn't just novelty, because people are like eating it like, and I see why. This is like, I'm not BSing. This is legitimately delicious.
It's so good. What a cool thing for them to do. They can just travel, pick this up, even during a pandemic, do it, because takeout, do the protocol the right way, you can still be super successful with it. Just what a cool experience.
Oh yeah, I slammed all my food.
I'm proud of you, dude.
Thanks, buddy.
So St. Louis Assembly is like a legit bar restaurant normally, and they're the ones that got the chance to house this.
Yeah.
So like, maybe we might have to hit up the old St. Louis on a future video too and see some of their food.
Bro, I feel like I want to, just going in there. I had never been to that place. I mean, the world's not open right now, but once it's kind of open back up and everything's safe, they had that bar connected to it that was dope. Everything about that whole restaurant and the bar next to it, that whole scene and environment, I was like, dude, this is a sick place. And just the like diner-ish vibe of that place.
Absolutely.
My thought was like, I bet they have boss food here.
I bet. That was just a perfect fried chicken sandwich.
I bet.
It was kind of like the burger to me in the fact that there wasn't anything on it that shouldn't have or should have. It was just like exactly what you expect. Great chicken,
normal,
pickles,
delicious,
good sauce, the bun was great. It all held together really well.
No bells and whistles, just a great, that's a very American thing. We ain't gonna spice it up, but we're gonna make one damn good product. Well, that's not true. I was gonna say that's how American made like things are, like cars, but then I was thinking, I was like, man, all my friends who got trucks are like lifted trucks with giant mufflers. Sometimes they got the smokestacks sticking out of the truck beds, shooting smoke
That's
everywhere.
very America.
And then, you know, our cars are beefed up, muscled up cars. So actually we do like bells and whistles. So my entire analogy is trash.
But in the food world, I don't want to eat a bell or a whistle. I just want the chicken sandwich. Just shut up and give me the chicken sandwich, and we're done here.
Dude, don't encourage him.
Mallrats, I just rewatched Mallrats' 25-year anniversary happen. It's even more brilliant and amazing and hilarious than I remembered. Clerks is one of the most influential independent films of all time.
I completely agree. I also love that it's shot in black and white.
You know why?
But wasn't it budget? It was because they couldn't afford to film in color in 25 years ago. So we should show the swag we got too. So I got this shirt, which is like Moobies mixed with Chicago Bulls. You probably, whatever, I shouldn't have over-explained. And then you got, is that back here?
Mind your business. Will Daddy YouTube care?
I don't think so.
Daddy YouTube, please don't take away my allowance for putting this on your platform. Sorry, Daddy YouTube. I'm not trying to promote weed and drugs and stuff, but I got this dope. I got a grinder, and oh yeah, my lighter's in here. The lighter's kind of boring. It's just a lighter or whatever, but I got this. I've had the same grinder for like a long time. By the way, weed's legal in Illinois, so Daddy YouTube, you should be able to allow me to do this. I know it's not federally legal yet, Daddy YouTube, but
apologize to Daddy.
Yeah, this is a nice little grinder. They got a keef catcher too. Oh, looks like they did, bro.
I love that.
It's pretty dope. I just hope Daddy YouTube lets me put this in the video.
And if you're playing the Corey Wagner drinking game at home, take a shot every time he says Daddy YouTube, and you'll be drunk by the end of this video.
Whoa, it does got a Keef catcher. What up, what up, what up?
You know, sometimes I wish I did a little more with my life instead of hanging out in front of places selling weed and shit.
Grinders always look like pog slammers to me.
Wow, dude, you grew up way richer than even I remember, because I know what pog slammers looked like. They looked like kind of like a good old-fashioned American silver dollar. If you had this as a pog slammer,
Yep.
and it's all ridged,
Yep.
Either A, you're the richest man in America.
Right.
B, you just made that up on the spot because you had some sort of analogous thought in your brain,
No,
and you totally misswung, and it was not a great analogy because this looks nothing like a pog slammer. I don't even have a C. I think I'm just going with B.
Those two. Dude, I still have all my pogs in a bin.
Embarrassing. Never say that.
They're all perfectly in sleeves. All the slammers are in this long sleeve. I got some big metal motherfuckers that look like this. If the people watching this video remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, and what if they had slammers that big, or if you just had the little slammer.
There weren't slammers that big.
I have the pogs at my Chicago apartment.
You're either gonna...
It's like this thing.
You're gonna take a picture of like a hockey puck and be like...
I'm gonna send you a photo of me holding a pog slammer that's this thing. Remember when we were in the 90s, like 8 balls and yin yangs were really popular, and they put those on pogs? My big old pog slammers had like yin yangs and
yes, it's a
8 balls.
It's got a flat surface. You can print anything on a flat surface. That doesn't mean it's thick. That thing's
this thick.
Is this really true?
Yes.
Now I never know when you're lying to me, because
I am right now telling you.
Well, die on this.
I'm giving way too much real context of at my apartment.
But you're a
later
good actor.
Today,
You're a good actor. I can never tell when you're being true.
But what if I send you that photo though? That'll be wild. And you go, wow, that's a thick ass slammer.
I feel like it's not true the way you just phrased that. What if?
What if I was actually telling the truth, but it's kind of the saddest thing in the world. I still have all of it. Look at all these slammers. Boom. Not even kidding you. Always a yin yang or a skull. Look at the thickness. And that's not even the only one. Another skull. Way too thick. Why'd they make them this thick?
It was made to be a slammer. It
100%. Because I used to get all my pogs and my pog slammers at Comic Archives in Redford, Michigan, and they had this big bin of slammer.
All right, I'm starting to believe them. But
it's still sad. It's still really sad. Also, $2 Comics Archives, and I always put my initials on stuff because apparently I thought people were gonna steal. Why do I have all these? Next week for Brew and Review episodes, I'm gonna bring some of my pogs and my slammers. We're gonna play a game. We're gonna have a game.
I'm not playing pogs with nobody, bro.
This is my favorite slammer growing up. It weighs like 3 pounds. Go Wings.
Also, we're not best friends anymore.
All right, before we go ahead and rate the Moobies food here today, let's do a shout out.
Let's do it.
Merch shout out, merch shout out, merch shout out. Number6withcheese.com is our website, and on our website you can buy Sixer sauce. You can buy hats and shirts, keychains, all kinds of stuff to support the show. We even gave a bottle of Sixer sauce to Kevin Smith, and hopefully him and Jay get to enjoy that.
Jason, if you've made it this far in the video, and you're a fan, and you're like, bro, I'm still pissed I didn't get that Sixer sauce.
Yeah, his is right
Freaking
here.
Kevin got it. We will mail it to you.
This is right here.
Just send us a message, and we'll mail you that Sixer sauce.
Yeah, 100%.
Actually, comment below. If Jason Moths comments below, we'll mail him a bottle of Sixer sauce.
Yep.
But he also has to comment his home address.
His home address, yeah. Not a P.O. box. A West Hollywood address.
Shot me down on that too.
I think people think like, if those two morons can make a hot sauce, I can do anything.
Yeah, they should.
Let me show you.
Today, 2 names of people that bought off the website. Our website, not like somebody else's website.
Merch shout out number 1 goes to Mr. Daniel Webster. Woo-hoo! Daniel got the hot sauce subscription, which means we mail him a bottle of hot sauce literally every single month. We told you guys fairly recently that we'd gone through all of our shout outs. So anybody who buys from the hot sauce subscription jumps to the very front of the line, and these are the 2 newest people. Once again, that line has been depleted. So if anybody wants an instant shout out, all you gotta do is get on that hot sauce subscription and you'll be in our next merch shout out. We sent that out to Gibsonville, North Carolina.
Made up place.
It does sound made up.
That's not a real place.
I know, right? I wonder how he got it though.
And you can make up anything. He probably doesn't get the sauce. It doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Merch shout out number 2 goes to Mr. Kip Lemon. He's from Livermore, California, which is also a completely made up place in California.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
How close is Livermore to Hollywood? And what are our chances of getting in a Kevin Smith movie? He is filming next year, and we are available. I've checked
Yeah,
with our
dude.
agent. We are available.
I've got no, what do they call that when you can't do it? No conflicts. Took me a while to think of that
Yeah.
word. That difficult
Wow.
word, conflict.
Could he get off book on a script if he
Yeah,
can't
dude.
even? Number6withcheese.com. Buy some off the website, like he said.
Ease up, pillow pants. The dude's not into your D&D GoBots bullshit.
Whoa, 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 don't insult the guy.
All right, let's go ahead and rate it. He had the cow tipper. I had the cock smoker. Out of 5
Moose
Kevin
jaws.
Smith, out of 5 moose jaws, how many moose jaws do you give your meal that you had here today?
Bro, that burger was fire. Like, outside of the experience, that was like just a super, super, super tasty burger. Like Sean said about the chicken sandwiches. I don't know why I
Did you have a
pluralized.
stroke?
I don't know why I pluralized chicken sandwiches. Like Sean said about the chicken sandwich, bells and whistles unneeded, just make a good sandwich. That's how the burger was. Wasn't a bunch of extra stuff on it. It was just a really dope burger. I'm gonna give that 4.25, dude. That's how good it was.
Wow.
Think about that. When's the last time I gave it 4? 2.5
I don't keep track, man. I'm not a fan of
It
the
was
show.
June 3rd. No, I don't know.
Everything you said about the burger is spot on with the chicken sandwich. It was just like an above average. Like if you had that at a restaurant, you would be like, that place has great food.
Yeah.
That's just what you'd say. Hats off to the chef in Hollywood, and hats off to St. Louis being able to take that and do it the way that,
Yeah, bro.
you know, it's not like they're sitting doing that menu item all the time. They have to take that and learn how to do it.
Yeah.
They're not shipping people from Hollywood to make it. They're teaching, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go exactly with you.
Wow.
4.25.
Best
When's
friend,
the last
dude.
time I've ever given the same score as you?
June
3rd. Oh, okay. Yeah, we did film that day.
Oh, before we get out of here, to do your outro.
Put us in your movie.
Put us in the movie, but we should say big shout out. Our manager Patrick Welby kind of hooked us all up with
You really
us
did,
that
yeah.
access. And then Michael, the dude that we were like kind of our point of contact.
Yeah.
Super awesome, super helpful. Thank you so much for helping us out and let us do that, Michael. Like, you are the truth, my friend.
Yeah.
And your jacket was dope. And your friends, the jean jacket guy
Calm
came in.
down.
I just like everybody's jackets today.
We'll see you guys tomorrow for a brand new video. We hope you like this fun Monday video. And back in the car tomorrow, eating more. About to be in a Kevin Smith movie. I'm lying.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously though, we're actors.
We need this.
Whatever, stop. Don't do that.
Congrats on getting us up and running, by the way, especially with everything going on. I mean,
Honestly,
dude.
thank you so much, but it's these guys, the folks at St. Louis Assembly and Derek that made
dude.
it happen. I never in my life was I like, oh yeah, the restaurant biz. Like I used to be a busboy when I was a kid. So I know about the restaurant biz, and I was like, you know, even though we had Moobies in our movies, and people would be like, you should do that in real life. I'm like, do you know what it takes to run a restaurant? Like, it's not a joke, man. There's food involved, preparation, you gotta order, you don't know how much food to order and stuff. Getting involved with Derek, like he's got the expertise in the restaurant, making it a pop-up is ingenious. Like we didn't even think about taking it place to place. He franchised, if you will, Saved by the Max, because it started here in Chicago, and then he took it to Los Angeles and stuff. So when we did the Movies pop-up in West Hollywood, like we weren't thinking, this is something that could keep going. We thought it would happen there.
Oh, this will be a fun day.
We thought like 1 month and it's done. It wound up going like 2 months. And then a restaurant in New Jersey called Gianni's reached out and they were like, can we do that?
Yeah.
And suddenly, without even like, we backed into a franchisable like idea where it's like, oh, you could literally do this any place because you're coming and going.
Right.
Like, as long as you have a restaurant that's willing to host. So this time around, the good folks at St. Louis Assembly were like, yeah, we'll host. So we get to reskin for the week and kind of let people come into our fake fast food world and stuff. With real food. It is really sick.
This is cool. I've never been here before.
It's great. They got a patio out back that's like to die for, and we can't even use that Saturday. But the food is legit great, man. Like Chef Royce developed our menu back in West Hollywood, and it's carried, man. That's the one compliment that like I take away from the 2 previous times we've done it. Is people like, food's actually good. I'm going back So thank the Lord, man, because that drives, you know, at the end of the day, we only have so many Kevin Smith fans. Right. So you hope that there are people that are just like, oh, what's this? I'll try it and pop in. That's what happened in West Hollywood a lot. A lot of people were walking by and they'd be like, what is this? And so if we had space for them, Derek would accommodate, but they weren't there because they're like, I love Clerks II. They were there because they're like, I want a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, they're like, it's the cock smoker? All right, I'll eat it. You
Would you
know.
imagine them coming in not knowing what it is and then seeing like the names and things, be like, what the hell?
Derek said that one day they had like 4 old ladies come in. And they had no idea what anything was, but he's
so
like,
funny.
it was worth it just to hear him order the cock smoker.
You have to say it. Just be like, I'll take the that moment where you look up and you're like, does it say? Yeah, it says cock smoker.
Yeah, the freedom to say it in the restaurant.
Yeah.
When are you guys gonna put one in that's got the meat grinder shaped playground for the kids? That's what
that's
did you
super.
see? Did you know about
that's gotta be 2021 when everything maybe.
When people can go back outside.
Yeah. Or 2022.
That takes some real development.
Yeah, the idea
and that
of
might not be so travel like appropriate. That's gonna be tough.
That has to be a city by city. Yeah, but that was the idea. The meat grinder from Dogma was, I absolutely loved. But in Clerks II, the slide outside of Moobies was set up to look like a ball.
Yeah, which
that one's easier to pull off.
Yeah. That's a dual move.
Yeah. I just love that idea of like that being on the back of the trailer, and then you and Jason just like driving down the road with that thing banging and like,
little
People
kids
are
driving
like-
down the highway. What the hell?
They used to have a movie career. Now look at this. What happened?
he travels this all. You bring all this stuff yourself. I love that. Great
Yes,
idea.
but if only I could be that self-sufficient. Mercifully, so many talented people like go into building this. I show up last night, I get to see it done. So
Yeah.
I'm not even like, hey man, let me hang this for you.
Right.
It's so awesome then because I get to experience it kind of like the fans when they come in, as much as I get to see it for the first time too. And I also don't know what to expect. I have a general idea of like, I'm sure it'll be movie themed. But like this time around with the details, the pictures from the movies and stuff, that's delightful even for me. So I know if it works for me, it's going to work for like people that like these movies.
Do you get nostalgic when you're going around seeing? Like,
Absolutely.
Oh,
but to be fair, I live in a state of nostalgia.
Yeah.
You know, the greatest thing that ever happened to me, other than having, getting married and having a kid, happened to me when I was like 23 years old. So I've had a lot of time to think about it. And it's such an endearing memory that like I practically live in it. And not a day has gone by since 1994 where I haven't said the word Clerks. In reference not to the real world, but in reference to that movie.
Yeah, right.
So I get nostalgic looking around, but to be fair, I'm kind of soaked in nostalgia at all times. And, we just made that Jay and Silent Bob reboot last year, which was like a total nostalgia fest. It was an old man movie, just all looking back and stuff. And right now in 2020, nobody wants to look at the present. Looking back, it's a safe place to be.
Yeah, that oddly works. Yeah.
And the 25-year anniversary of Mallrats just
this year, just passed.
Me and my wife just watched it. It was like a week ago or something like that. I was like, oh, let's turn it on and check it out.
It's crazy, man. 25 years ago, that movie came out and died so hard at the box office.
Which is insane.
It's crazy.
I didn't know that until I was researching for this. I was like, because I grew up with that movie, I just assumed like, oh yeah, me and my friends loved it. So I assumed everybody loved it.
That is something I also came to learn over time, that like I would meet so many people who are like, I'd say Dogma flopped. And they're like, no, it couldn't have flopped. I have that on home video. And you're like, that has nothing to do with whether, exactly.
Yeah.
But it has this bizarre staying power and has had so for a quarter of a century. And when that movie came out, like it was the end of my career. Like everyone was just like, he's finished. And yet now it just buoyed my career.
It's honestly like nice to hear that, I feel like. Because sometimes those moments, they feel so powerful. And like when someone's telling you like, this is the end of your career, I feel like you just be like, I don't know. It's so nice to be like, no, just relax. Everything's gonna work out.
I wish I'd felt that way. I was panicked. I was just like, it is? I believed him and
This is
stuff.
the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, well, the movie, like, I'd only made one movie prior to that, which was Clerks, and made it on credit. This movie cost $5 million. It only made $2 million at the box office, so I'm like, do I owe somebody $3 million? Like, I don't have that kind of money.
Especially after the first movie, like I had to pay. Like if Clerks didn't make money, like you were out of money. Hook. You were on the hook.
So yeah,
got to pay those credit cards back.
It was a confusing time, but it was Chasing Amy, the movie that came afterwards, was a desperation like Hail Mary because we were so out of the business because of Mallrats, and yet years later. Like Mallrats is the one that gets referenced in Captain Marvel. Mallrats is the one, it's got Stan, so it wound up having this longer life than anyone, especially me, would have thought. Like even if Mallrats had done well when it come out, made like $100 million, I never would have predicted that like 25 years later people would still be talking
Quoting it
about
and
it.
stuff.
Yeah. That is nuts.
It's so bright, man. When I was rewatching that, I hadn't watched it since I was a kid, and like now, cause me and him both, we like are in the comedy world, we write and all that stuff. So like as a writer, watching structurally how that movie all plays out and comes together, and how all the characters' little pieces all culminate at the end, it's like I was watching that like it was a master class.
You know what? Honestly, like my entire career, people have shouted out things about Mallrats that they like. Nobody has ever said that about the script.
That's the
Dude, it is though. Like if you really look at it like structurally, it is such a well put together. Like the formula of that script is freaking. It hits everything.
I am so delighted to hear you say that because I copied the exact same formula for the sequel for Twilight of the Mallrats, which we shoot next year.
Yeah.
Because I had a different movie planned, and it was not remotely like Mallrats. It was more like Die Hard in a mall with Brody as John McClane, which isn't very Mallrats at all. So the new one that I wrote called Twilight of the Mallrats is like I went back to Mallrats to be like, all right, just do it scene for scene, but updated in this world.
Yeah.
And so structurally, I just for the last few months have been dealing with the movie. And you know, this is a movie that like when it came out and flopped, I was like, ugh, and I disowned it and stuff. Now with time and space and having to look at the structure of the movie, it does actually kind of work.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
it holds up. I always thought it was like a goof to me, and now I look at it, I'm like, that's sound. No wonder like people find it comforting. I don't think it's a great movie, but it's such a comforting, warm blanket of a movie to watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot like the big premise of that movie. I feel like totally gets lost. That opening scene. The whole reason this is happening, the whole reason Brody's getting broken up with is because he like basically caused this lady's death,
yes.
which is so funny, and it gets lost. Like I don't think people really like walk away from the movie thinking about that, but it's such a hilarious little like plot point.
It's TS more than Brody.
TS that's right.
But it's true. Like it's something that'll hang over that character forever. He has a happy ending at the end. He gets together with Brandy, but somewhere in the audience is Julie Dwyer's family. Yeah, like, you piece of shit, you don't deserve this.
Oh my god, dude.
So we do like comedy food reviews. That's kind of like what this section of what we do is for being here today. And seeing you on YouTube too, like being a YouTuber because you do so many things, where do you kind of see that like YouTube niche work so well for people who are like creators? Like why does it work for you? Why do you think it's such a great platform for people to like launch anything really?
I feel such an affinity and affection for YouTube because Clerks happened in like 1994. If I didn't do it then, if I'd waited 10 minutes, I would have been a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have been thinking about like, how do I distribute this movie? Somebody has to buy it and all that traditional malarkey that I grew up with. And mind you, I was fighting against a system, well not fighting, but I was indie. So I knew there was another way. But still, even with that other way, the weird kind of nature of the independent film movement, particularly in the 90s, and even now today, is generally people like, we're indie, and we were owned by a studio. You know, like Miramax was owned by Disney. Disney essentially everything I made after Mallrats they financed. So it was. I don't think like I got insanely lucky with Clerks and stuff when we did it, but if years later I had been like, if it had been like 2 years later, I was like, oh, I want to make a movie. I would have felt the safety of like, if nothing else, I know there'll be an audience. I know there's distribution. I mean, that's the thing that this generation of media makers can't appreciate because they weren't there for a time where there was no platform to put your art up on. You needed somebody to buy it and then put it in theaters, or you needed to rent a movie theater or whatever. And God forbid you wanted to get on TV. That was even more exclusive and stuff. So having a platform where they're like, do what you want. You bring yourself to it. I mean, it's right there in the name. Is so in the spirit of everything that I stood for. And I would have been a YouTube kid. Like, and now, in the years, like, you know, since YouTube has gotten huge, and these kids are like multi-millionaires. You know, like certainly figured out their niche in life and exploited the hell out of it and are making like commanding livings and stuff. And they turned what was a series of fun videos into literally their livelihood. So I get to meet a lot of these cats, and invariably half of them are just like, oh man, like I saw your flick, I saw Clerks when I was a kid, and it made me go like, well, if he can do that, then I could do this.
It's like motivating.
And so you're like, So somewhere in the DNA of your being a millionaire is me?
Yeah.
Can I have money?
Where's my tax?
Yeah, here, please. And they don't really pay up. But it's just so nice to see the trickle down. Like that's what the indie film movement was always meant to be, is like, I was inspired by Richard Linklater. And then hopefully my stuff inspired other people. And on YouTube, it's the same thing. People put up a video, there are a bunch of people out there watching who go like, you know what, I want to try something like that. And they create their own thing and branch out and do this. So it's been amazing to watch and amazing to be a part of. That's where we put up Fat Man Beyond every week and stuff. That's where me and Jay have done What's in the Box. And it's a haven, you know, creative haven where you get to pretty much do whatever you want. Very few restrictions. And, you know, you don't get that in the paid world of media. You know what I'm saying? Like, very rarely, unless you're J.J. Abrams, Chris Nolan, very rarely do you have no restrictions and you just get to create what you want. So, you know, it's so funny. I meet a lot of YouTubers who aspire to, like, the big media, like movies and TV. I'm like, why? Yeah. You can make so much money right here being the king or queen of your own dominion. You don't have to, like, respond to anybody else. Nobody should ever want a boss in this world.
Oh my God, right?
Except one if you have to, especially in the creative world. Except one if you have to, but like, the point of this is to try to get to a place where you're in charge, making all the calls and whatnot. It's your unfettered creative influence that you could put out there. And that's what you get to do, as you guys well know, on YouTube.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, ready to wrap it up? We got one present for you. We loved Not Ones, and so we actually have our own hot sauce. So if you guys ever do another Not Ones, there's number 6 with cheese. And not to brag, but we were actually featured on the Hot Ones page. So just
of course not an episode, of course not.
That's famous,
they flashed us on there.
They flashed us on.
The Muse will down this for sure.
Perfect.
That's awesome. Congrats on
Thanks,
your own
man.
hot
We appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks
This is
for
one
talking.
of those things where I'm like, wait a second, why don't I have a hot?
Yeah, right.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
I'm
Congrats on
looking
this,
forward
too.
to Moose Jaw.
Oh my God, it's gonna be
Very,
exciting,
very
man.
excited.
We got a little bit closer last week, so it'll be fun.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate your time, brother.
Pleasure, kids.